Hi guys, it's me, Jessica, the Health Fitness Program Manager from Miter McLean. I'm here with Uncle Buck, and today we're going to guide you through a delightful 45-minute yin yoga practice focusing on shoulders, lower back, and hips. Hey. All the areas where we tend to hold on to our tension and anxiety. So let's work together to just hang out. We're going to be on the floor the whole time. Grab whatever props that you need. Be prepared for legs up against the wall or the couch or whatever you can find. And if you don't have any place that you can bring your legs up, then you can just hang out with your knees bent. Like, no stress, you guys. All right, we're going to start in 5 delightful minutes, and I will see you guys soon. Turn down the volume on my computer. Okay, see you guys in 4 minutes from right now on the floor. How's everybody doing today? What are you up to? I baked a cake with whole wheat pastry flour and buttermilk. I'm your health fitness professional. Just to be real honest, it's a double layer cake. Yay. 1 minute, you guys. Uncle Buck, I need you to get away from me. Do you think you can do that? It would be real great. Can you like find a spot for for yourself? Not so much? Okay, it was a deep thought. Hi guys, welcome. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming to Yin Yoga. As you can hear, they're doing some great lawn care outside today. So please feel free to put some music on, grab whatever props you want. We're going to start on the floor today in legs up against the wall. I don't have a wall, so I'm going to use my couch. You might find that you even want to put a nice supportive pillow underneath of your lower back right here while you're hanging up upside down, basically with your legs against the wall. If you need to, feel free to even take a slight bend in your knees right here. Make sure that you're not overstretching your chin away from your chest, so you're relaxing as much of your back of the neck and head on the floor, on the mat that you possibly can. And feel free to close your eyes, relax your arms wherever it feels comfortable, and maybe one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, or maybe you have a child or a dog that's all up in your business right now. Enjoy the sound of the mowers as you just begin to come into your breath, into your focus, taking this time to set an intention for yourself. Remember that the key to our yin practice is about holding postures for a little longer than usual, and you want to find as much stillness as you possibly can. So using your breath, slowing down your exhale to find a little bit of physical relaxation, closing your eyes or focusing on one spot to find that mental relaxation. And remember, it's totally normal for you to feel some trembling because we're working to stretch into our ligaments, fascia, tendons. I already personally am feeling some trembling happening in my legs just from keeping them inverted. This is also a great posture for you to do to help you unwind before bed. Let's stay here silently for just the next couple of breaths. Last two breaths right here. Awesome. Take a little wiggle of your fingers, of your toes. Start to bring some blood flow back to your extremities. Carefully walk your feet down. Roll over onto the side for a sec. We're going to stay on our backs. Next up is banana pose. So just find some space for yourself. I'm just going to rotate myself around. Make sure you can still see all of me. Great. All right. Go ahead. Inhale your arms up overhead. Palms face up towards the ceiling. You're going to keep your hips ground on the mat right where they are. Work to keep that shoulders pretty ground as well. And start to walk your hands as far over to the right as feels comfortable. It's okay if those shoulders lift up and walk away in your stretch just a little bit. And then walk those legs as far over to the right as feels comfortable for you today, while still keeping that left glute, left sit bone down on the floor. If this is too much in your shoulders, feel free to take a little bit of a bend in your elbows. If you want to feel more of a stretch in your legs and your hips, lift your left leg up and cross it over your right. If that feels like too much of a stretch for you, feel free to uncross your legs. Just work to keep your feet side by side. And then use your big exhale to simply Melt into your mat, into the floor. Scanning your body from head to toe. Notice where you might be squeezing and holding some extra tension, and really use your breath and send it into those tense spots. All right, I'm going to give up on the windows. Don't move, you guys. Stay right there. Hashtag not better at all. So remember, you're finding that stretch that you can continue to hold. There's no need to come into the stretch any deeper. Maybe you did find that you came into something that you can't quite hang out in for the about 3 minutes that we're going to be here in banana pose. And that's okay if you need to back off just a little bit. Just once again, come into a gentle, relaxing stretch that you can continue to hold. Make sure you once again have as much of your neck vertebrae on the mat, on the floor below you as possible. Last 3 to 4 breaths right here. Uncross your legs, release one hand from the other, gently walk your legs to the center line of your body. Bring your hands back to the center line of your body. You might need to readjust your chest, your shoulders, your hips underneath of you. As you then begin to walk your legs as far over to the left as feels good for you today. Walk your hands as far over to the left as you can, creating a big stretch all over the right side of your body. Remember, you can keep a nice bend in your elbows if this is too much on your shoulders. If you want more in your right hip, go ahead, lift your right leg up, cross it over the left, and remember, both sides of our body aren't the same, so what felt great on one side might not feel as good on the other, and just honor whatever it is that your body can bring to your practice today. Come back into your stillness and your breath. I want those breaths to be long and slow. Feeling your rib cage expanding on your inhale and collapsing on your exhale. Work to get all of the stale air out on each exhale. So every inhale can be fuller, fresher, deeper, and maybe even a little longer. Make sure your eyes aren't moving, either closed or just focused, relaxed, one spot. You're doing awesome. You've got this. 1 minute left right here. Last 2 breaths. Go ahead, uncross your your legs. If you cross them, release one hand from the other. Take your time. Walk your legs back to the center line of your body. Walk your arms back to the center line. Bend your elbows. Gently relax your arms back down to your side. Take a moment right here in Savasana. Then go ahead, roll yourself over onto your side, and we're going to gently press ourselves up. Gently pressing yourself up. Next up is caterpillar. So go ahead, kick those legs out in front of you. If your hamstrings are really tight, you might find that you need to sit up on a prop so that you can straighten your legs out in front of you. If you don't have a prop that you can sit on to find these nice straight legs, feel free to take a slight little bend of your knees. Feel free to use any pillows or anything that you have around you. Starting with a little bit of a lift of your chest and an opening of your shoulders. Pull your belly in gently as you just start to walk your hands forward, just to find a spot where you can hang out in right here in caterpillar. And just depending on how flexible you are today, you might be able to get your belly all the way down towards your thighs. The more you bring your chin away from your chest, the more you take that rounding out of your lower back, which can sometimes feel uncomfortable. But feel free to use a prop, pillows, whatever you have. What a loud day today. Maybe even placing your hands on your chin or on your forehead. We're focusing on the stretch that you're creating on the back of your legs. Just smile, you guys. Have fun. Relax, release right here. As close to the floor, whatever feels good for you. If your legs are straight and you can gently flex your toes back towards your face to feel even more of a stretch along the back of your legs, go for it if that's a stretch that you can hold. Again, we're focusing on what's happening in our legs here, so whatever we do with our upper body, we do with our upper body. Your chin can hang towards your chest if you want it to, especially if you're lifted, especially if your back feels good. Stay right where you are. You have 1 beautiful minute of stillness left. Use your next exhale to gently walk yourself back up. Taking a moment right here in staff pose, just opening our shoulders and chest. Pull any props that you've got. Next up, we're going to come onto our knees. So fold your knees in. Walk your hands forward. We got melting heart pose coming up next. So starting right here in tabletop, you're going to keep your hips stacked right on top of your knees. Feel free to bring a prop along with you. Walking your hands, palms forward with hips staying right on top of those knees. Bringing your chest down towards the floor, a big shoulder opener. If this is super uncomfortable for you, then absolutely feel free to do what feels good for your body and bring your hips a little bit further back into a child's pose. But if you can, keep those hips high and focus on the opening of the shoulders with your fingers stretching forward. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So come into your breath and your focus. A little extra stretch if you bring your chin forward, eyes forward. Stillness right here. Start to notice where else on your body you might be bringing some tension. Are you squeezing your glutes or pressing the tops of your feet into the floor? What can you relax to feel the stretch in your shoulders and in your back? Last 3 to 4 breaths. We're going to come out of this one by bringing ourselves forward. You might need to bend your elbows, move your prop out of the way, and then just melt your chest forward down onto the floor. Take a moment, make a pillow with your hands, palms, place your head on the pillow, and just windshield wipe your heels, right and left, right and left. Just get rid of any tension that might have built up, especially in that lower back. Looking to release that tension. All right, press yourself up. Let's come back up into a seated position. Next up we have half dragonfly. So go ahead, kick your right leg forward. Ooh, might need to readjust yourself right here. You're gonna fold that left leg in wherever feels good for you today. I like to bring my sole of my left foot all the way towards my right thigh. But maybe you wanna have your left foot out a little bit wider, getting a little bit deeper of a stretch into your hip flexor. You do you, okay? Flex your right toes back towards your face. We're again finding that stretch in our hip flexors in the back of our legs. And if you're feeling super tight, you might need to keep your hands behind you and stay lifted and keep it easy breezy. If you want to feel things a little bit more, remember you can bring those props in front of you. Relax your upper body as much as you can to just focus on the stretch that you're creating with your legs. We're just like buddies. We're just hanging out, but hopefully with our eyes closed. We're just focusing on one spot. No need to come any deeper than where you've already found yourself right now. As long as you feel some sort of a stretch. Oh my goodness. All along the back of that right leg, you've got it. Feel free to to take that tension out of your neck. Your head can hang heavy towards the floor. No need to pull that belly in tight either. Allow your stomach to hang out. Relax. Just chill. Just breathe. Simply be. More than halfway, you guys. Try not to move that leg. Try to stay as still as you can. Last couple breaths right here. All right, slowly, gently begin to walk yourself back up. And we're going to switch our legs out. So kicking your left leg out and folding your right leg in. Remember, you can bring your hands behind you. You don't have to bring that left foot in as close as you brought your right foot. Just find what feels good for you today. However deep of a stretch you can come into. The more that you flex those left toes back towards your face, the more you're going to feel the stretch along the back of the left leg, and as you hinge forward, bringing the stretch a little bit more to the inside of your thigh as well. And then relax your shoulders, your upper body as much as you can. Relaxing your eyes, relaxing your mind. I don't do a lot of relaxing or stillness. I think the dog thinks I'm like dying. Good. Notice if you're bringing a lot of squeeze into your glutes, and just how can you relax that lower half? Relaxing into the stretch. It should start to feel a little, well, I'm not going to say it feels easier. It really depends on your body today. You should be able to understand how to breathe through it as it goes on, though. Last 2 breaths right here. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Awesome. Gently lifting yourself up. You can take a moment and kick both legs out in front of you if you need to, but next up we're going to come into butterfly. So if you don't need to, feel free to just bring that left foot to meet with your right. And remember, it can be as close or as far away from the center line of your body as feels good as you can today. If your knees are really lifted up off of the floor and you need a little relaxation, place a prop underneath of your knees to just relax as much as you can. And even with this prop underneath of your knees, if it feels good for you, feel free to hinge forward. Your arms can be up or down. Remember, finding what feels good. If it doesn't feel good, find what does and hang out right there. Okay. keep checking in with your upper body, because right now we're focusing on that stretch in our hip flexors. So how can you relax your chest and your shoulders? How can you relax your neck? Are you pursing your lips or squeezing your eyebrows? Are you breathing weird? Don't do any of that. Just simply release, relax, and be. Enjoy the stretch. Oh my God, Uncle Buck. More than halfway through, you guys. Stay focused, stay breathing for your last 3 to 4 breaths right here. Nice work. Slowly, gently lift yourself up. Oh, next up we have sleeping swan or pigeon. So you're going to turn towards the right. We've done this one already this week, I think. Bringing your right shin about parallel with the top of your mat. You're gently going to work that, excuse me, Uncle Buck, left leg behind you as much as feels good for you. And we're going to roll forward. The more that you have this right heel towards your left hip, the easier it is for you to come down right here. If you want an even bigger stretch, just start to bring that right heel closer towards the top of the mat. Feel free to use your props right here. However you can, relaxing in sleeping swan. Think about trying to relax your left hip flexor closer towards the mat and finding the stretch that you can enjoy there. Take the tension once again out of your upper body. Last 3 to 4 breaths right here. Find that upper body relaxation once more. Keep that lower body stretch. Last 2 breaths. All right, slowly, gently lift yourself up. Let's come back onto our butts. Legs come forward. Windshield wipe for just a second. Hi. You're so extra needy today. Okay, and then let's come onto the other side. So you can fold your left leg in to start, and then bring your hands, palms around that left leg. Excuse me. Thank you. The more that you have your left heel towards your center line of your body or your right hip, the easier it's going to be. The more that you wiggle that left leg forward, the harder. And you can keep your hands up if you need to, but as you can melt down, and feel free to use those props. And then remember, as we get closer towards the floor, you want to roll off of the left side of the hip and work to bring that right hip flexor down towards the mat. And feel free to use your props if you've got them, and if you don't have any props, you've got your hands, so feel free to use them. Maybe even stacking one hand palm on top of the other, just finding as much release here as you can to be a beautiful sleeping swan. If you need to take a bend of that back knee, also, you do you. Oh my gosh, you guys, whatever feels good. Just finding a stretch in the hip flexors that you can hang out in for 2 more minutes. Hold on. I'm getting that. Last 3 to 4 breaths. All right, slowly, gently lift yourself up, roll back onto that left glute, kick those legs out in front of you this time. Lob those knees up and down. Yay, let's do fire logs next, and then we'll get a nice big stretch for our backs. All right, so we just opened those hip flexors just a little bit. Let's fold our legs in for fire logs. You're gonna bring your left shin in line with the top of your mat, and you can bring your right leg up and over. It's kind of like you're crossing your legs, so it might be easiest to start with your right leg crossed over on your left sit bone, and then as you sit down on your right glutes, you're working to stack one leg on top of the other. And if your hips are really tight, you might find that you're still sitting right here, and that's okay. Another opportunity to use a prop, something under your butt. Particularly, it helps if you put something between those lifted legs right here to help relax that right knee down on top of the other. Make sure you have a little bit of room though for your ankle to hang off of the side. And you are working to relax that right sit bone down. If you didn't have to use any sort of a prop, and you can fold forward a little bit to feel the stretch even deeper, feel free to do that. Can you flex your toes in towards each other, give it a little bit extra engagement on your legs? If not, that's okay. Just throwing out some options for you today. Once again, focusing on the stretch that's happening in your legs. So relax that upper body. Oh my gosh, everyone is going crazy in my apartment. Close your eyes. Just breathe. That's what this yoga is all about. When things don't leave you alone, how much can you still just come back to your breath? How much stillness can you create in any moment? Relax that upper body. Last 3 to 4 breaths on this side. All right, gently lift yourself back up. Notice which leg you have on top, because we're going to do the opposite. I'm going to bring my right leg underneath of my left this time. Remember, you can start with one sole of the foot on the floor and the opposite butt cheek totally lifted, and work to relax your butt cheek down. And remember, it's normal if your knee comes nowhere near the inside of your ankle. But if your hip flexors are pretty open and you can get that knee on top of the ankle, make sure you have some space. Ankles visible on both sides. Maybe one side's tighter than the other, using that prop as you need to. Using your breath, relaxing that left sit bone down. And if this feels easy breezy for you, bringing that hinge forward, even hands on the floor, can help you come a little deeper into the stretch. I'm going to use this delightful prop. Take that tension out of your upper body. Find that focus once more with your eyes. Last 3 to 4 breaths. Awesome. Gently lift yourself back up. We're gonna lay down on our backs, you guys. Yay! Coming onto our back for the ends of our practice. Make sure you have some space for yourself as you lay down. You can keep those knees up towards the ceiling. We're gonna take a really gentle reclined spine twist. So stretch your arms out to the side, palms face up towards the ceiling. You can roll gently on towards your right side as you drop your knees over towards the right. If it feels uncomfortable, if you're having trouble stacking one knee on top of the other, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say use a prop. Maybe a pillow between your knees to help you get those hips or knees a little bit more stacked. And just find the twist in your spine that feels best for you. Experiment with pointing your top knee down a little bit more. We're bringing that top knee up a little bit higher. To find the appropriate twist in your upper body. You can even straighten that leg out. Oh, for an extra little twist. Extra little leg stretch. Last 2 to 3 breaths right here. All right. right, take your time, slowly roll back onto your back. Take a moment, ground your feet. If you need to, actually press into your heels and lift your hips up to roll onto your left hip gently as you drop your knees over towards the left side. In your time, as you're ready, finding the twist that feels right for you, you can turn your chin towards your right shoulder. And then again, option to point the right knee down, to draw the right knee up, straighten your leg out. Just find the stretch that feels best for you today. Last 2 breaths right here. Slowly roll back onto your back. Take a moment, draw those knees up towards your chest. Give yourself a little massage right here. Work to squeeze those knees in towards each other. Just a nice little massage of your lower back, your sacrum. Keep your chin gently tucked towards your chest. Change directions of your personal little lower back massage. And we're going to finish right here with a nice long savasana. So go ahead, kick those legs out in front of you. Feel free to open your legs as wide as you want. Feel free to open your arms as wide as you want. If you're still feeling a lot of tension in your lower back, you can take a bend of your knees and even bring your knees in towards each other to really help relax that lower back as much as possible. And please prepare to spend at least 3 minutes here in your final savasana. If you have more than 3 minutes, I encourage you to take it. Don't get up right now and think, I'm not doing that, class is done. No. This final savasana is such an important way to seal your practice, and savasana is actually a posture as well, corpse pose. Coming into complete stillness, the same stillness and focus that you brought to every other posture that we did today. This time you don't have to focus on the stretch or the tension anywhere. Complete, total body relaxation. encourage you to stay here in this Savasana as long as you possibly can. If you're like me and you have some other things you might need to move on to, please feel free to take a moment to sit up and seal today's practice together. Or you can stay down on the floor, just take a moment. If possible, bring your hands palms to the center of your chest with your thumbs touching on your sternum, even tucking your chin to your chest, bowing to yourself as you honor yourself for making this time, this space, this energy for yourself, filling your personal cup so you can share with others. If you guys have any questions or concerns about anything that you heard or we did today, please reach out. Thank you guys so much for coming and sharing your time and your energy, not just with me, but with each other. I hope to see you guys all again soon. Namaste. You wouldn't think that they could be doing so much lawn maintenance, did you? But they could. They've literally been doing it all day. Also, the dog didn't care about me all day until this class started. Such is life, you guys. At least I have cake. I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful Wednesday.